got your eyes on anything?
I'm just literally about to do my like top-down analysis now. Do you ever actually play setups on ES?
Nah, I've never actually placed a trade on ES.
Yeah. Okay.
No, never an ES, bro. It doesn't move at all. It doesn't move. I don't know.
I don't know. You still get good, like you still get $200 per. You know, if it moves 4 points, you're still getting $200. It's
But we just like seeing that movement because if your ES can stick around on like one or two ticks for ages, and it's annoying, but at least seeing some movement is nice.
the thing is, 4 points in the ES is like 20 points on fucking NQ. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at us all here, bound by the same goal to get rich.
Abundantly wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Tio, welcome, welcome.
And I tell you what.
Yo,
Hey, yo, what's up, bro? You got your mic on now.
yeah, I'm changing my phone.
Nice.
I'm gonna switch it off.
We keep like taking external and then taking internal liquidity. So like external, internal, external, internal.
Mm-hmm. If we never had Trump speaking, we probably would have had a nice little reversal from London Low.
May it still could play out. Because might 9:30 might give another sweep. We need I need to see like the
Yeah, to be fair, I would never place a trade after two anyway.
after two. What do you mean?
Yeah. Like as in now, so after 9 New
Oh,
York.
oh yeah, yeah.
So because you've got the New York Open coming up, I fucking I'd rather not be in front of it. To be fair,
True. Oh, yo.
I don't like Asia high, the high of the week, so I'm still bullish.
Okay. It's not much of a gap. You respected that end dog, and then there's like some nice end dogs on ES that it's still in. It could be like that reversal here, what you're saying. Um,
yeah, I would like a deeper retracement.
yeah, a better sweep
Um,
would be nice.
yeah, better sweep, better in the OT in the range
Well,
would
right,
be nice.
right now for sure, this isn't a good reversal from this SMT because it's been consolidating since you'd want to see like that sharp, sweep and then like the instant move up
Yeah,
and not like sideways. Um, After taking this external liquidity, like the only real internals is like this low here, bro. It's just something about this yesterday's low look bait. We had oh, what's the weekly profile? It's like s- um wait, we had okay, Tuesday maybe low of the week. damn it, I took them off my wall. I forgot, like, I mean, either way, yeah, it's like we have been respecting the bearish PD arrays for this morning. Either 930 is going to give us like a real obvious just move up and then continue it, or I think that if we are like long-term bearish, if 930 might actually sweep these highs and then we might get a sell. But then again, yeah, we just like trying to not force sells, but in these like bullish market environments, we kind of like should be expecting once the market maker model is completed to just continue higher, and then it will like make a new market maker model in the leg, like this that goes up, and then it might come down to discount to then continue back up. But then why did we not like expand above this high? It looks bait, so maybe it is bearish. Bloody hell, bro. We don't know till 9:30, innit? We just gotta wait.
Yeah.
You've got one other account to place trades on for today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Fully risky.
If it goes bad, don't be trying to buy accounts flipping today and trying to max risk them again to get on pass, bro. Like,
It's not happening today. Only one trade. One trade a day.
yeah. I think that's like the only real issue with high stakes trading is just if you lose, it can really, really suck. Not just like a regular loss, but in your head, not in your particular head, but in general, instead of just thinking, oh, I might have lost £200 for that trade, it's like I lost the opportunity of a 2K payout, and then it gets deep. Like,
I don't know. I don't know. That's wrong thinking, I would say.
true, yeah, it is.
But
It
it
is.
happens. It happens with new traders, especially. They cannot,
Yeah.
think about it. They cannot stop thinking about it. But I think I'm really good with it. I can afford to lose, so and I know there is always a new week coming up. More opportunities. There's always time, right?
Yep.
The more it
Then
happens, the easier it gets.
yeah,
Bro, these accounts are actually crazy because yeah, I would never do this. But I just had to, you gotta play with numbers and see what options you've got. If I was to max risk on the next trade, whether it's today, Monday, Tuesday, don't matter. On all of my, so the five my funded futures accounts I've got, with all the drawdowns I've got, with a 1 to 2 trade, I could make 25k. It's that close to just being out of poverty, bro. One trade is 25k, and then the next trade could be a 40k winner. So it could be 65k payout in 2 trades. Like, we're just that close. But I would never do that because that's mad. I'd blow up everything if it lost.
and then beat yourself for that.
Flipping out, man. That'd be a tough one to get out of mentally.
I mean, you already done that, so you cannot possibly do that again. There's
Mm,
no way you'll be doing it.
yeah. Yeah, that's why if you just play
It's
the... Huh?
it would be crazy if you've done that again when your mind goes like fully psycho. Can't
Maybe.
let that happen.
Nah. Yeah, if you just play like a few at a time, either max
Mm,
risk or like slightly, like half, a quarter, something like that, it's fine.
yeah,
But definitely not all together. I mean, if you really was about it, you could put all 5 accounts on for one trade. You'd make like a 2k, 1 to 2k payout, right? Well, about let's say 2k
yeah.
on each. So there's a 10k for your first trade on my funded futures. And then the next trade, you'd have 4k drawdown on each account. So you'd have 20k drawdown. So you could have another trade at 40k profit. So you'd have a 50k in 2 trades. If you really didn't care about money and you didn't need these like 2k payouts, you could just get a 50k payout in 2 trades. But they have to both hit. And it's kind of like, would you really play them odds? You could, because if you blow them all, technically you've only blown 5 accounts from my funded futures. Don't look that bad. You know, you could get 5 more accounts and try again. I'm not that guy though. Someone is out there.
T-Wop's gonna do it.
T-Wop, T-Wop, bro, you're up, man. Now you know what? Ross is that guy, bro. I know Ross. Ross is flipping. He's loading up 5 accounts as we speak.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm doing that, definitely.
What, bro? If you honestly don't, I swear, if you gotta trust me. If you really don't need like 1 2k, you know, and you don't care that much, if you were able to just max risk twice in a row, you could have a 50k payout, bro.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the one account next week. I'm going to get that to my 2k. I'm going to pull out that 2k, and I'm going to spend that 2k on 10 accounts.
You can only get 5, but okay,
Oh, well,
yeah.
we'll do that. We'll go for the 5 accounts, and then we'll do it all together and chat.
Well, think about it, bro. So people have been joining occasionally, right? But so me and Greenbags have been doing this now for like 2 weeks, bro. We've placed how many winners back to back to back? If we would have done it on any of these winners, 2 winners consecutively, we could have had a 50k payout. Any of them. But we're just not. I'm not. I've not got enough balls to do it, bro.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
I really do want to see someone get a 50k payout though. That'd be crazy. Their risk team is just gonna like, you're either getting banned or instantly put to live. It doesn't matter at that point though, because we've made 50k. So I want to see if Terry Trades is on it. You reckon they must be all getting paid a salary to be on like these trading panels? You know, no way these guys do it for
I don't
free.
think so. Just invite them.
Really?
No, I think it's for free. You just come hang out there. Yeah,
I know the mods are
I know
getting
a
paid.
guy. bots are getting paid. That's it.
Mm. Yeah.
And I think these two just hang out there, Terry Trades and Bill Barton.
Promoting
What
that
channel is this they're on?
OnlyFans, bro. No. um, my fund it's the channel where you'd get the reset codes. So my funded futures.
Oh, is that on YouTube?
Yeah. If you don't end up blowing any of counts, you won't really ever have to watch them. But if you blow an account, you kind of have to watch them, and that is like the dead part. Because sometimes you don't know when the codes drop, so you have to spend like a few hours of your day. Technically, you don't, because they always drop a code around 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. The other two for the rest of the day, I don't know when. It always changes, but it's usually about 10 and 11.
So reset codes work on any account then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome.
They've got a poll going where they think is what direction is today, up or down. 58% said up, so that means let's sell because typically everybody's always wrong.
Yeah, but that's usually only when the majority, like the bigger majority, are
uh,
long. So if it's like over 70%, over 75% long, you definitely go short.
yeah,
Especially when ICT has his own chat and tells you that he's going long, you go short.
yeah, yeah, bro. Back in the day, yeah, ICT gave me like obviously I can take my responsibility now, but back in the day, he low key did give me two losers because I trusted his analysis more than mine, and I took the trade and yeah, it lost. Have you seen the videos of him like trying to scalp? He did like a live stream where he was taking trades like along and then he would take a short and then he would you seen that, right?
No,
Oh, you've missed out on some good content, bro. Not necessarily like stuff you've missed in terms of learning, but that's the only thing I don't rate about him is like he'll try and short like right now he might just jump in a short because I don't think he actually cares that much about entry. He cares more about just like the logic. So if he thinks it's going to go lower, he'll just jump in a short. Okay, so we either get our better sweep now. Oh, we've got us a. Oh, if you had to bet, what do you think people are more in, like retail, longs or shorts? I don't really know, bro.
I would say they're in short.
Maybe yeah. Everyone tries short in the time.
But I think we'll be going bullish and we'll be going back for all time highs again next week.
I think we could do that today, bro.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Mind you, it wasn't really that volatile that market open though.
Hmm.
Don't know if there's a lot of volume in the market right now.
There will be when we step in with 40,000 contracts.
Got about 100 lots.
This could be a good trade, you know. We have 15-minute SMT. We touch the end of.
Yeah.
Um, but do we? It's just do we think it's actually bullish? I just don't know, bro.
Not yet.
Not,
Not
not
yet.
yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah. end of the day, it could be bearish, but I'd rather just wait on it and tell me if we are bearish or if we are bullish. I would say we're a bit more bearish if we inverse the 15-minute fair value gap on the left for the previous day.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
We might get
Well, we would
lunch now, so
we're waiting for the confirmation anyways, because it's like if we end up closing above this, given our inverse and then fair value gap, it should play out to at least this end arc here and maybe this one up here, which should give us enough room to put an aggressive break even if we weren't too sure about the trade. We need to see what Tanja's doing and do the opposite. Hold up, lads. I need to start
Let's see a
some.
bit more structure on the 1 minute.
Oh yeah. But I'm thinking I need to do what she's doing on YouTube. Start up some um what is it? It's like she's got this little group called Bagel Buddies. You pay like £6 a month to support her and you get like a little icon next to your name. Yeah, you know what? We might actually be. Hmm. We hadn't left a
we need a
feather.
refugee.
Yeah, we haven't left one yet. There's no clear like intention.
Yeah.
Because it's like we could actually be getting bearish SMT here, bro. If we get a nice like maybe the better trade is to not look to take the long. Maybe let something like the long play out, touch our zones that we need. Maybe giving us that SMT for the bearish trade is. I need to go back on the
Yeah,
higher
makes sense.
time frame. Let's look at what we got. I feel like just a lot of 4-hour highs have been swept and just no 4-hour lows have been swept. You know? We were still. What's happened to Gurav? Gurav's dipped, bro. He's gone.
See, if we close above 375, I'll be looking for longs.
Yeah. Our like our filter for this is a fair value gap. So because we haven't actually had a fair value gap left, there's no trade for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But you like
We've formed that breaker right now as well, so
true. It could be if this is like your model, innit, bro. You do you, bro. Um.
yeah, but we're never closed above anyway, so I wouldn't even do nothing. There's no any real inversion, or as you say, there's no fair value gap. I don't trade off the breakers alone.
This is exactly why we have these filters. Because honestly, if this takes this low now, I'll be happy since it hasn't ticked our like confirmation model. And I know for sure, yeah, a different version of me that like didn't have what we have now, I would be trying to enter in this, and I would be shook, bro. Because like, look, where would you have your stop? Like, bro,
Yeah.
flipping this would be. Oh no.
Mhm.
Peop Yeah.
Yeah, it looks bad again. Well, bro, you know what?
Yeah.
Actually, we're going sideways. We don't have a trade
Mm.
for a while. Yeah. Okay, we didn't have bearish SM like a 15-minute bearish SMT. So there's not.
Like
Now there's like equal lows.
10 a.m.
What are you saying, bro? Your mic cuts a little bit, bro.
PO3.
Oh, we can check that. Let's check the PO3s, right? So that 4 hour is gonna close bearish. If we had to just look at the 4 hour chart, we'd assume that maybe the 4 hour would take this low. It just looks like without even knowing this was the 4 hour chart. If I shown you this and said this is the 5 minute, you'd probably like look at that as that low being taken. Where's like midpoint of this wick? I don't really ever draw these, but we're not far. Or we just touched it now. Oh, yeah. Hmm. I still kind of neutral though, because this might be AMD playing out. Like accumulation, manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
distribution.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, now we've got a really nice setup for a V-shaped reversal, right? So, because
Mm-hmm.
we've got a juicy inverse to use, and it's a super clean CISD. If we get a nice long out of
Looking good.
here,
Looking good.
this is good.
I have SMT at the lows
Yep.
from yesterday's lunch session.
Look at all them lows that are staggering on ES though. Ugh. Relative equal lows on the regular trade now as get to. Oh, this is the first presented for value gap as well. So this is like even more important because we could just respect this and drop, which is fine. We don't really have a trade from that. But if we do inverse it, it's like another added confluence for our long.
How does plus present a fair value gap? I haven't looked into that at all. What is the whole concept about?
Um, it's like really simple, bro. It's basically a way to look. So it's a mechanical way of looking at exactly the first gap that's made, inefficiency in price. So from 9:30 onwards, you're looking like when does that first fair value gap appear? I think it's valid up to like 10:30, so there's an hour window, and price likes to use that specific gap, especially later on in the day. But that particular gap has a lot of importance, as
I
opposed.
mean, we could go either direction, right? We could also use it as IFEG or FEG, like both ways.
Yeah, it's
It doesn't
kind of
have to be.
yeah.
Okay.
In fact, it can use it as like I think it's called the Reaper, where it's like it'll go above it, so inverse above, inverse back below, and then it uses it for the sell. But I think I don't rate that because I think that's just like cherry picking in my opinion. It's either it closes above it and respects it, disrespects, or it respects it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. I wouldn't. The only thing I would ever actually look at first presented fair value gaps for is like to see them in the PM session or lunch, because a lot of times, yeah, if you've had like a good example, I don't know. Like a lot of times, imagine the first presented fair value gap is like here, and in the PM we come down and then we touch into it. It's like it, and then you get your confluence for the long. Your long isn't because of the first presented fair value gap, but it's just an extra thing to think that, oh, look, maybe it is. That's kind of why we use the end dogs and end wogs, because it creates that stronger reasoning behind that reversal. Like we're not just taking a 15-minute
Mm-hmm.
sweep, we're taking a 15-minute sweep with SMT with an end wog, end dog.
Influences. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Looking good.
Hmm. The next 4 hour opens in 15 minutes.
Below midnight open. Below 9:30 open.
It would be a good area
Mm.
for the reversal because after taking that 4 hour liquidity, we kind of made like a lower time frame market maker model. So you can see it a bit more clearly on the 15-minute, right? You can see you had like obviously the market structure shift at the top, and because the market's overall bullish, that's when you expect like
Yeah.
OTEs and discounts of bullish market maker models to hold, and we're in that area now.
Yes.
So
Yep. Yeah. Might get it.
maybe. Hmm.
So I take it you guys are waiting for the CISD.
Well, in my opinion, we've already had one, just because I use like a slightly different way of looking at it. So um, I see this as like its own market maker model, and so it creating this black candle here to then close back above is like
I see.
it's like a stage in the market maker model.
So using that internal as a CISD.
Yeah, it's a bit less high probability. The better one is this here.
Yeah, I use them as well sometimes. So
We are making a 3 minute
Leave it
gap.
like that. Doesn't have to be like a swing point there.
Oh, what? Oh, if there's a swing point, it doesn't have to be, I
No.
guess, but maybe that would be like a good mechanical way of looking at it. Yeah, we're getting a 3 minute fair value gap. in 1 minute, like the candle closes, but I don't ever use that. So I'm not gonna try and change the rules because I wouldn't be happy if I lost. Like, I have to stick to what's important. And yo, for you as well, bro, I would recommend like don't try anything mad because we're not getting a 1 minute, even though we're getting on the three. Like, just don't try it. You just trust me, bro.
Yeah.
You'd
I'm not
ru-
gonna touch it unless we have all the conferences. We got
yeah,
SMT, but we haven't got the lower time frame conferences. I'm
yeah.
not touching it.
We kinda do, but I'm saying kinda in a way like it's not exactly
Yeah,
to the rule book. It's like bending the rules slightly to get in a trade, which almost always ends up bad. Because I do think the price will go up to these end dogs and end walks here. And like you maybe could get in a setup and get in a break even quite fast, like once it starts going up. But it's not worth it. Not if you're doing high risk.
yeah, makes sense.
And bro, ES is going nowhere. It's sideways. It is still like it's still just chilling in these boxes though, the end dogs. So I guess it's kind of still bullish, maybe.
Let's see how this candle closes. We got 20 seconds.
Oh, this might be one of the trades where I would maybe not look to enter because for me, as a high, as because we're doing
Big
like,
strike. Yeah,
yeah, flipping now, bro, to get a payout out of that trade, it's hard. Like price has to go up a lot. And you know what? I would go as far as saying like the ones that look like this, it's better to leave it, bro. It's fine. If we don't get like think about it, you already got a nice payout from yesterday. Just um
yeah. We don't have to win market. Absolutely.
we'll wait for another but just so like it is clear, you would have market bought right here because that's a power three and
Yeah,
like one to two is way too far, bro. It's way too far. And it's important you can't you could do this, but like I said, it's not part of the rule book that I've been using. It's sometimes you get look at this what happened yesterday, right? Do you remember where was it? Uh, maybe it was this day. Here it was this day. There was a long here that you'd have placed, yeah? This is why it's so important to almost have it on the low because it can come all the way down. You see how it sweeps this internal low here? Most people would think that that's safe, but maybe not yet because it hasn't been created. But at some point, once it starts going higher, people think it's safe. It's only the SMT low that's actually safe. Look how similar this looks as a pattern. I'm going to show you what happened the day before. This is pretty mad. This one was a sell. Price comes, so here's your sell. It's like literally here. Your stop loss is there. It sweeps the internal high, saving the SMT high before dropping and hitting, take profit. So, you know, like it is really important to have your stop
yeah. I
loss
didn't know that.
on the safe high and low. If I was in this trade, yeah, is that another end? Okay, maybe not yet, but if it touches that higher end dog, then I would put break even. Because this would be where you'd look, maybe even like, not now, maybe, I don't know, because it still could come down. I, there's no good break evens for this trade. Because imagine if we got the entry down here, right? let's just say, it'd be a good break even now because you kind of wouldn't want to see price come all the way down here.
No, it's just forming the range now, so it will pull back
Yeah, exactly. So
heading to the breakup. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. If you put break even now, it's almost guaranteed it'll get hit. And this would be a good like, not that we think it might happen, but it is like the area to which you would look for a sell because it's took them pre-market highs into your end dogs. This is where you would like look for this. Maybe I'm thinking now. I didn't measure this, but if we were to do like standard deviations on this manipulation leg, what do we need? We need a 2. Oh, I did 0.2. Um, I need, where's 2? 2. That is like a replicated swing above, which ICT kind of describes this as like the minimum you'd expect that market to get if you're in that current market maker model, which it looks like we might be now. We might have just slightly missed out on this trade due to like poor time frame alignment. I think I think in this area here, price was kind of supposed to give a fair value gap, but just with how the candles closed at the times they did, it just didn't give it. It gave it too late.
yeah.
Because if you go on a different time frame, like for instance the 3 minute, there was the fair value gap here. You see, like it should have. Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. Nobody's in the frame, so
Hmm.
let's just wait.
Yo, Ross, did you end up placing this, bro?
No, I never placed it. No, I was too busy just listening and watching. I wasn't on my trading view. But
Okay.
according to my rules, it's 100%. It's a trade I should have took though,
Oh, so
aiming for a 1 to 2.
you remember literally last night you were saying like I let these trades go by and
Aye,
yeah,
100% exactly what happens.
yeah.
So I had the SMT, had the inversion fair value gap. Um, it was OTE. You know what I mean? I've got 7 checklists and I've got to mark off 5 in order to make a trade, and I've just checked off 5 straight off the bat there. So
Mm.
and it delivered from that 15-minute fair value gap from the left as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally cleared it out and delivered from it. So yeah, it was a trade I should have took. Smashed a 1 to 2, and then I would have been done for the day.
Really? Already? That hit a 1 to 2.
Yeah, well, according to my
Okay.
set up because I would have put my stop loss below the low, the body candle.
All right.
So
Okay.
my entry would have been 362, stop loss at 342, and then my TP at 401. No, TP's yeah, it was 401.
Yeah.
And then I would have. My goal is going forward once I'm trading bigger, is to then just leave runners. So, in fact,
Hmm.
I'll take a screenshot and I'll post it.
Man, like Morty. Morty.
That would have been my trade.
Hmm. Oh, I like how you include the volume imbalance. I rate that a lot. I think some people forget about that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
so important.
100%.
Hmm.
Right, boys, I better get back to the grass.
What's that, sorry? You're going, yeah?
Yeah, I better get back to work. I only got half an hour for lunch, but I've took over an hour, so
Oh, it's not. All right, bro. Thanks for joining, yeah? Peace,
yeah.
man.
But if he's wrong, I'll be back on tonight during PM if he's around. So
I might be. It depends what we get for this AM.
yeah,
Okay. Right. Thanks, bro.
nice one, bro.
Take care, yeah?
Right, see you later on, boys.
Peace. We don't have SMT for the short, so even though I kind of am
Yeah.
considering that it might be. Yes, we'll see. Oh, wait, what? The four? Oh, the 4 hour candle just opened now.
10 a.m.
I mean, that market maker model looks bait, especially because it just made
Yeah.
equal highs. Like, I don't know.
It doesn't look right.
Hmm. Because you can clearly see, like, this is the start of a smart money reversal now. Maybe we misjudged slightly the size, the position size for where the take
Yeah.
profit. Let's see in terms of points how much it was. 42 points stop. What was yesterday's trade? 33. 30% more. Like just seeing this play out now, like here where it is, I can actually see it hit and take profit. For some reason, when it was down here, it didn't look like that. It looked like no way it would hit take
Yeah. And
profit.
then we didn't have that FEG. It was too late.
Hmm.
It's okay. It's okay. Let it go.
Yeah. Good point. They dropped to 50 resets. Weekend 51. No pro accounts. They don't want to give away any pro accounts anymore, bro.
Let's see what it does once it takes London 5. If ES is not moving,
Bro, imagine having a position on in ES. Ugh. Since we opened, we've only moved like, okay, 8 points. That's not too bad, but right now it kind of is bad. We don't even have a low wick on this 15-minute candle. It's almost surely gonna come down, right? Seems like this might be the reversal now. We just don't have our SMT. It's not too often you get candles with no wicks, especially in AM session. Did it give a 3-minute? Oh, there's kind of a 3-minute SMT, is it? Kind of, but it's not the 3-minute I would go for. It's not a trade. Oh, look at ES now. Maybe Maybe this was a good thing we didn't take. Well, it would be fine now because we would be in a break even. So at the very least, from entering here, because if you remember, we said like, if it touches this end dog, this is kind of where you would want to try and sell. So you want to protect yourself when the other side of your trade is start to like, when it starts to become true. Or maybe for this kind of trade, it's like higher risk. Oh, yep. Look, what did we have? You know, I've seen so many people enter the trade we were in yesterday actually. I think everyone really saw this as a good. Some people's entry was where ours was, and then someone had an entry like a bit higher up. Uh, but most people were targeting these highs. Check the rules for Apex. What rules, bro? they've got a 90% off right now. I'm really okay, well, first, just to answer that question, yeah. So they do actually have a consistency rule. They have a 30% consistency rule. In terms of sizing, they have like it's very, very relaxed. I think you can use up to like 17 contracts, but you kinda can't because there's a sneaky sizing rule, which is a 30% drawdown on any particular trade. So if I had 2,500 drawdown, I couldn't enter a trade with more than 30% risk, since, you know, if that gets reached and I end up making the winner and stuff like that, they won't pay me out. Man like Mo, Big Mo. It's like from Homer Simpson. The real homie Mo. So yeah, they have like some slimy rules against trying to speed run it. It's still very possible because let me show you this. If you were to oh yeah, that's great. If you were to get 50k accounts and you get 2,500 drawdown, so assuming you just pass it because it's quite easy to pass. If you split this into 4 trades, 4 losses, you'll have 5. So divided by 4, each risk is 625. 625 for a 1 to 2 hour trade is 1,250. If you get to, and this complies with every rule they've got. So 30% consistency and 30% drawdown. If you get 2 trades in a row, you make 2,500 on the account, which means that you're essentially at the buffer zone because the buffer ends at 52,100. No, I'm tripping, bro. It ends at 52,600. Yeah. So your account would be at 52,500. You just need 100 more. And that means that every time you enter a trade now, trailing drawdown isn't going to be an issue, which would be an issue if you didn't take 2 wins in a row with this kind of risk. I could explain why, but I might confuse literally everyone here, so um, I'll let it go. So the fastest way you can do Apex is to divide your risk into 4 and win 2 1-2s in a row. And then you have to, like, the only other kind of dead part is within the next 3 trades, because you need 5 total trades to take a payout, 5 trades of £100 each. Within the next 3 trades, because you've taken 2 already, you need another winner. But this one doesn't have to be in a row. This one could be like, you know, you could win. So you could win 2, lose 1, win 1, and then you would just need like 1 flip day. Oh no, 2 flip days still, because you need 5 winning days of £100 each. So just a £100 winner and then another £100 winner, and you would be able to take, like, it's about a 500 something payout. No more. No. Let me count this. I'll do the maths on my calculator. Oh, it's going higher too. Might hit take profit. 2,500. So you'd have a payout of 1,225 each account, and if you had 20 accounts, it's a what is that? It's a 24k payout, and you need altogether you need 3 wins that are like heavy risk, and you need 2 wins of flips. but you can have a loss just only after you've done the two winners in a row. And then what happens? Yeah, so you get a 24k payout, and then what you have to do there on after is just play slow. So you don't do any mad risk. You're just like risking 100, £200 a trade, and after like 5 winning trades, you can get another 20, 30k payout or something. This is Apex for the 50Ks. It's the same for every firm, like every account size. I've been fantasizing for weeks on the best method, like doing all the maths to make sure you qualify for all the rules. And by far, I haven't figured out anything better. But if you can figure out something better, you can do it. Innit? No, so on Apex, you need 8 trading days. So it's 8 trading days, right? But you only actually need 5 winning days. So it literally wouldn't matter if you lost like for them other three. It wouldn't matter. But in terms of like actually qualifying for the payouts, yeah, the hardest bit is getting 2 winners in a row. If you end up getting 1 winner in a row, so your first trade's a win, and then your second trade is a loss, now you're into some problems because the reason this is a problem, your drawdown is going, especially if this loss is one of these kind of losses where you go 1R in profit and it comes all the way back and hits your stop, let's say. So you're technically going to lose 2R for the loss. Since you're risking your accounts in like 4 25% trades, so 4 of these, if you take one loss that's technically 2R, you've lost half your account drawdown. Now you only have whatever's left, which will definitely be about 1,250. And you can only risk, don't forget, to get that payout, you can only risk 30% of it. So you go from risking 625 a trade to 375. So it's peak. So it messes up the plan because then you'd need a winner, and maybe one more win, and then you can get your payout. Bro, don't worry, man. This is all mad complex. It's just schemes. These are just like, yeah, yeah. When you take a payout, so Apex, you can take your drawdown stops at 50,100. To take a payout, the minimum balance is 52,600, and they'll only let you take at this moment in time 500 from each account. So your account would go to 52,100, which would give you 2,000 drawdown. Because from 52,100 to 50,100 is 2k. You know what's so sad? Like, okay, that's a really good point, bro. Because these prop firms are actually so much harder than what trading needs to be, bro. How come we have to sit here and scheme about numbers and if we do this and we have to do that? Like, we should be able to just jump on these firms, kind of not completely be reckless, but it shouldn't be as hard as what it is, man. Flipping out, bro. Acting as if like you're trading investor capital. You're not even. It's just simulated funds and they pay you out of people that lose accounts. Bro, responsible trading is, I tell you, bro, This is the last. This is the sword on a. This is the phrase is. This is a hill that I will die on. I don't care what people say. Yeah, I will defend this to the grave. If someone has 10k to put in an account and wants to risk 1k per trade, they're doing the exact same as someone who's putting 1k on the account and max risking. It's the exact same flipping thing. Because this trader A loses this whole grand if he takes a loss. Trader B loses this whole grand if he takes a loss. But we're just doing things slightly different. Because he's then going to take another trade of another £1,000. Whereas I'm going to risk now the 3,000 I've made. You know? So he might build up. He might have a loss, yeah, on that third trade and lose like £1,000. So he might be up 2 grand. Oh, nice, bro. Nice. I might blow everything. Okay, I've got no money to show for it. He Trader A thinks I'm a bum because I've got 2 grand. I've got no money and he's got 2 grand. Yeah. Well, guess what, Trader A? I just need two. I just need another 3 trades and I'll have 27k. How many trades is that going to take you to build up to 27k? It's going to take like flipping 20 something winners. And these are the same winners each trader is going to be placing, bro. If you can be, no, bro, I see what you're saying, T-Wop, yeah, but you know how like it, it could never go bad if you're a good character. Like now we're actually more developed, we're better at what we're doing. But oh wait, I gotta check. We ain't got SMT. We have got SMT. Yo, there might be a cell. Oh, flipping out. Oh, it's not the SMT I would like. It's a good. It's a trade I'm gonna like. It's a trade I'm gonna sit out on just because I really do think that higher time frame should play out as being bullish, and I don't like this SMT. It's not as strong as I'd want. It might play out though.
Yeah. And also, there's 15 million busy, so it might not really reach 1 to 2 even if it goes out.
True. Like this gap's large, bro. There's still so much of this gap left to fill. I don't know. We'll see. We can have it like the idea drawn. Yeah, bro. To blow 100. Wait, what? To blow 100 losses in a row. That's like degenerate work. But then again, yeah, if you've got a 100k account and you're risking 1k a trade, after 100 wins, maybe the better way to say this is in one in a random distribution of wins and losses inside of 100 trades, how many times, just like we shown with this, if we have a 70, because probability has no memory, right? Like if we've got a 70% win rate, forget about the numbers. We're just looking at how often do we win and lose. You see how we can win 7 times in a row, but then we might lose twice. Then we might lose 4 times in a row. Then we win 3 times. Like how many times do we win 3 times in a row? It's quite often, isn't it? Like you see what I'm saying, bro? Okay, here looks bad. You know, that might realistically happen. But then you have 4 winners in a row. Bruv. And we're saying, yeah, that every time you win on your first trade, if you were to take out your original 1,000 that you've put in, so you've put 1,000 in, you've flipped it, so your trade's made 2k, so now you're at 3k balance. If you take that 1,000 back out, you're now at 2,000 again, but this is completely free now. Like you get another spin if things go wrong. And bro, imagine winning 4 trades in a row. You know, You know, 1,000 goes to 81k in four trades. Look how often there's four trades in a row. You know, five trades in a row is a quarter of a mil. Five trades, you know, six trades in a row is 1 mil. You'd have you could lose 1,000 times, right? Like hypothetically, these are numbers that like they ain't really happening because of liquidity reasons and that. But if you were trying to turn 1,000 into 1 mil, like you'd have 1,000 attempts. And you're telling me you wouldn't get six trades in a row in 1,000 attempts? Like, come on, man. You see what? You see how like it flipping out? And oh, the win rate we're assuming here is 70%. If we did even, let's say 50, bro, 'cause some people out here really have 50% win rates. It can't. You see how like it's not really possible. It's only because the numbers we've got. You know, it's still, ugh, it still is like. So just for instance, yeah, look, 50% win rate, you could lose your account how many times? So there's two winners, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Oh, I counted the wrong thing. 13. So in this scenario, this trader's lost. He's blown his £1,000 26 times. Okay, so he's took 26 1k losses, right? And then he finally gets on a nice break, a fast break. LeBron James, yeah, dribbling down court, and he gets five winners in a row, bro. Five winners in a row was 250k. So he's lost 26k, but he's made 250k with a 50% win rate. Bruv. That's just a business expense. I wouldn't mind losing 26k if I knew I was going to get 250. I do think this sell might play out though. It's not something I'd take. 75%, bro, a 75% win rate for a 1 to 2 is pretty crazy, but it's not if you're crazy enough to wait for the best setups. And I think we've got really good risk management rules in terms of like, I don't actually have a rule on break evens other than it being I would put a break even when I think the market would do the opposite kind of move. When I think that that like risk to reward really doesn't make sense. For instance, now, for if I was in long, definitely break even because you can always get another trade, you know. Whereas with playing these high risks, you're really trying to eliminate every loss. So break evens is kind of necessary at some points. Bro, that's crazy, right? Like, see how we looked at this? Yo, you almost think I'm mad. I'm either really mad in all your eyes or I don't know. I think I've gone mad. But this guy has lost 26 times to make 5 winners in a row to make 250k, yeah? Let's say he keeps doing that strategy. He then, okay, he takes one loss, two, three, four, five, six, seven. He takes another 15 losses of 1k before he gets a fast break of 5 winners in a row where he makes another 250k. I don't think, after understanding this maths, I don't think I would ever, ever, ever. It might just be personal preference, but I could never put money in a personal and play it safe. I can never do that again. It's like learning to pass an eval in one day. You would never take months to do it ever again because it's like, why would I do that? I know how to do it in one day. It's exactly like it feels the exact same. It feels mad. Maybe if you're past the immature days of trying to flip 1,000 to 1,000,000, but if you've made 20 million, there's no harm in just taking small trades of 20k each, 20k winner, 20k. But we're all trying to make generational wealth here, man. We got to scale up. We ain't got like 40 years to do it. I'm trying to get rich now. Yesterday, I needed 1,000,000 yesterday, bro. Facts. Oh no, I'm not. This guy asked if I was short. No, I'm not short. I'm just showing like pattern ideas of like because we had a long here, right? Which I think is the better trade. I'd personally be break even, but there was maybe it's a bad short. It's just the ideas there, not really. The higher time frame bias plays much more of a role. Like we just think that it will continue higher as this is the market maker model, right? So you might get a retracement here, which would fulfill the shorts. Oops. No. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can't do it with other. Yeah, at My Funded Futures, it's the absolute best boat to get started in. I just think that there's nothing better to be able to make that much that fast and just and use it for other firms. Apex I would take slow, and then personal accounts I would play hyper aggressive, basically doing this. That way you can satisfy both feelings at the same time. You can have the okay, I'm gonna play really slow, but then also capitalize. You know, bro, wouldn't it be nice to capitalize on real like insane trading streaks? You know, when you get like 10 winners in a row, and it feels bad to have 10 winners in a row and you're using low risk. It feels trash. Like I've performed the best I've ever performed, and then I'm making nothing out of it or like barely anything. It feels like garbage. I'd rather want to. If I made 10 winners in a row, but I'm trying to flip and capitalize on that. And then for the times where it's not really going well, at least then playing it slow has its advantage because then you don't blow up everything. So playing prop firms like slow and then personal risk higher with no rules. I think that's the perfect balance, really. 100k definitely ain't enough, bro. We need millions, man. We need to be making like a quarter to half a mil a month for sure. We're actual bombs if we don't. Oh, maybe he didn't like that. Let's see if this short does play out though. I was saying that maybe the short might play out because the 15-minute might want to touch this fair value gap, and it might get lucky and wicking it if it wants to continue. It's like a good Judas because we've hit the first premium PD array, not the first, but we've hit a good premium PD array being this old high. So now we would expect a Judas back into the dealing range before a continuation, which might give that 1 to 2. Big man Mo. Batman. More money, more problems. We've actually dedicated our lives, years of being broke to learn. I ain't trying to flipping make 20k a month. You know how dead that is? We either, oh, I was saying to Dom earlier, yeah, bro, we either get mega rich or mega broke. That's it. And either scenario don't matter because at the end of the equation, we all die. Bro, if you're dead, you're not going to remember being broke and you're not going to remember being rich.
You see Gaurav in chat now.
What's that?
The senior maths. Gaurav is senior maths and he's joining the chat.
Garav? Where's Garav?
Yeah, I know. I think Emma. Who's Emma? Do you know him?
Oh, I don't know if that's Garav. No, that's Morty. Morty's he was in the YouTube chat. Morty's a G, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we got nothing to lose,
Chat is
bro.
empty now.
Oh, look, this is a really good. Oh yeah, we didn't take this. This is good. What even was that? Did that candle just do that? I was looking away. What just happened? I got to take this tool off
Yeah, there
because
is no news.
did it hit the 1 to 2? That this proves that you can't pattern trade the like. You could if you didn't mind losing 50% of the time. Wait, do we have? Oh no. If I was gonna test a strategy like that with the personal accounts, I would only do 3 winners to start. So just 1, 2, 3, and then that way you're not putting too much risk up to try and play to make a you know you know what is mad, bro? I think about this sometimes. Like you're walking around on the street and you see some average looking dude. Obviously we don't know what they're up to, but you think like, oh, maybe he's got like 5k in his bank. I know that if I had that 5k to me is worth so much more because to him that 5k is only worth 5k. He can't really do anything with that 5k. To me that 5k, I could put I could put some trades on, I could gamble it. That 5k is basically worth 20k to me. We could turn that 5, if I had 5k and all no my funded futures accounts, bro, load up on 550k accounts, place 2 trades and have a 50k payout with 500 quid. I'd only look at the short if we would have taken that Asia high, but we haven't, so
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
probably just continue higher. Yeah. A reset code. So the way you get it, oh bro, I gotta be careful, man. I'm sharing. Now you know what? How many people are watching this stream right now? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Right, there's one person watching. Okay, so it don't really matter. This is actually some top secret source, bro. I promise you, yeah. If I was a nasty guy, bro, I'd be charging for this. Okay, because this is literally worth. I'll tell you how much this is actually worth. Every time you blow an account, you're gonna struggle to get reset codes because people like me that are Jewish, yeah, yeah. If you were Jewish, yeah, people like me that are real Jews know how to get all the reset codes real fast before you even see them on the screen, bro. Yeah. So technically, every account you blow, you gotta pay for another one. But I'm gonna give you the source now, so it's gonna save you literally hundreds. Okay, or at least days in terms of time. Right, watch carefully, okay, because I'm actually only going to explain this once. If you miss it, you miss it. You go on their YouTube, yeah? Now, you can only have, don't select cinema mode and don't select full screen. So it needs to say, like, default view. You need to be in default view. The reason is because it will add an extra second delay. It can do, right? And you don't want to play around with it. So it's a very serious thing. You can get rid of the chat if it distracts you. Doesn't matter. But any case, you're gonna you're gonna click this settings button. You're gonna click playback. In fact, let's prove it first. If we can see, oh, it's gonna be hard. Whatever. His screen. Look at the time. It says 39 seconds and 28, 29, 30, 39 minutes that is, and 31 seconds, 32 seconds, 33 seconds, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. You can. It's about 11 seconds difference between real time, that's going on right now. This stream's about 11 seconds behind. If we click playback speed and click 2, watch him speed up. Look, he's all speeding up. Look, listen to him.
Rate is this right here. So moving forward, I'm going to look to see if price can pull back into the daily bullish FEG and find support for higher prices. Same exact.
Okay, it's going to get to the point where it gets almost at real time. If it's going to get almost real time and it's going to buffer for 1 second. Don't just let it buffer. Don't stress about it, yeah? Watch. Has it already buffered? I don't know. 25. Okay, 26, 27, 28. Yeah, look at this now. So let's count his seconds and then I'll go to my charts and you'll see it. So 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 30. It's roughly about 2, maybe max 3 seconds difference. Do you remember how it was 10, 11 seconds? That means people that don't know about this trick are literally 10 seconds behind seeing the code. By the time you've seen the code, I've already entered it and I'm laughing, bro. I'm rubbing my hands together like a real Jew. Yeah? So that's the trick. It don't seem like much, but bro, yeah, you're flipping out. If you spill this before you've got 3 pay, you can't tell anyone. If you tell someone, I'm gonna have to, you know, I'm a mad guy, bro. I seen some like silhouette photos of like that in the background, and people are just like, everybody knows what it is, bro. It's very funny, bro. All right, on a real one, you can't spill that because if everybody knows about it, nobody has the edge. Okay, that's the whole point. It's like we have the edge, they don't. I'm not trying to help everyone on the planet. There's, because fucking people will screw us over, man. Now, Especially if some big streamer finds out about this, he'll be showing his whole stream of 2,000 viewers, and then we're done for, man. Yo, low key, yeah. Imagine if streamers knew kind of the stuff, like the strategies that we've been talking about. Imagine if they promoted this like this. They'd be changed by tomorrow. Imagine 2,000 people buying accounts trying to do this. I feel like, I don't know, whatever. So how you get codes, yeah, is roughly between, it's about every half an hour to an hour and a half between each other, the code will drop. You'll see here, I'll skip it to where the code drops. It's about 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Jesus Christ, where's the code?
Boy's gone. He's gonna get a free
That's
account.
it, man. He's gone and spread it, bro. Here's the code.
Yeah.
So music will appear on the stream, right? A bit like this.
Let us know if you got it. That was thank you.
Oh no, there is no music for this one. But a code will appear on the screen, and you need to type this as fast as you can. The best thing about this is not like some giveaway junk where there's 6,000 desperate neighbors trying to enter, and you're up to chance. This you actually have control over. You can really, really control this as to whether you get it. I was able to get like 3 in one day, bro. You can actually guarantee these codes. So I know it works. And yeah, what am I saying? So this code drops like once every hour, roughly. There's a new one every hour, so you get 4 a day. So right, that's the source. Now I've got to delete the stream, bro. Oh dear. No, not really. Yep. You share that, and you're out of the cool kids club. Okay, the real KKK, the CCC. I mean, cool kid. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Right. I appreciate it, bro. It's all good. It's all good. Hmm. Maybe we were waiting for ES to start moving before it. I don't know. There's a lot of low resistance liquidity here now. It could still do like a little bit of a play. I'm not sure. Maybe if we investigate the time frames, we could check. We haven't really closed above this high yet. It's possible. Only only the real Jews get it, you know? We're all Jewish here, rubbing our hands together. Damn. You know what really annoys me with ICT? The fact that like his content is so long, and in reality, he could just make one video explaining an entire actual mechanical model, start to finish, and it would be enough. But like, he hasn't done that. I swear. You know all he had to say. Yeah, he does all this mad like explanations about you need a market structure shift, and we want to look for a fair value gap, and then he'll teach 3 years later about an inverse fair value gap. You know what he could have just said? He could have just made a video. Right, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how I trade. This is what you do. You go on the 15-minute for both ES and NQ. You look for a liquidity sweep that's large, right? Like, most people would get that. You can't really cock that up. You look for SMT. What's SMT? Well, SMT is when one takes the low and one doesn't. You see how quick that was to explain? Now, you go on the 1 minute chart. Instead of all this waffle about intermediate term highs and lows, and you gotta look at the long term highs and lows, and there's a low on, there's a high and low on each side, and no, we need an inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute chart. We need a CISD on the 1 minute chart. We need a fair value gap on the 1 minute chart. As soon as you get all three, you enter. How hard's that? I swear, bro, he's a bad crackhead. You know how many hours I've put into watching ICT? And all he had to say was that. It took me 3 minutes just to explain that now. He actually does. He was caught talking about it. He like was saying he was earning like 250k a year. You know how mad that is? It's not that mad to be honest, but flipping out, it kind of is. This is why, yeah, I don't even. You know what? Biggest red flag in anyone, yeah, is their ability to keep making videos on the same subjects. Like, I've already made a video kind of on SMT. I've already made a video about like fair value gaps. I haven't made one on CISDs, but I've made one on market maker models. Maybe there's a bit more to tell. But like, I couldn't. You know how these guys are like constantly churning out videos about fair value gaps? Like they've got 4 different videos about fair value gaps. How's that possible? They're just waffling, bro. They're actually waffling for ad revenue. Their titles are always like, this is the only ICT strategy you need to be profitable in 2025. Get out of it, man. What are you talking about? How are you making, every year he's making one of them. How to be profitable in 2023. The only fair value gap video you need in 2024. You're looking at order blocks wrong, 2025. Flipping scammers. And then the only other extra bit of rules I didn't explain, yeah, is you need NWOGs, NDOGs for your trade. Like, that is a must. You just have to have them. Unless you really want to take the risk and try not to have them. I wouldn't recommend. And then higher time frame bias, which is kind of like, that might be an entire video in itself, but what, just one video you'd have to watch. And then look at 8:30 midnight, and so you see how we're below 8 midnight? That means without even looking at the daily candle, I know that we've got a good power 3 to trade higher up here. Because let's have a look. We opened, okay, so the daily candle will look different just because it opens at a different time. But in ICT terms, we've opened, we've traded lower, creating the wick. Now we need to create the distribution. That's what this is. No, by NWOG NDOG, It just needs to be touching one because that like creates a higher probability point. So um, price uses NWOGs and NDOGs as like true market support and resistance. You see how we've had, look at this, bro. This almost looks like it's fake. This NDOG here, I'm looking at, I'll draw it out in the purple box. It looks like support and resistance, doesn't it? It's because it is. Or at least that's the cultish theory that we have. You know, because everyone loves to call us cult. Yeah, I'm a cult member. And what? So when price touches these kind of boxes and zones for your trades, it just creates higher probability because it's not just react, like I was saying earlier, it not just creates a sweep, but we have a sweep plus more reasons to create a new market maker model, you know? I'm feeling all hostile all of a sudden, you know? Something's got me angry. I don't know what it is, bro. That's right. We just, you know what? Ain't you just sick and tired of just not having a million? Flipping out, bro. It's like sometimes I'll be walking. One time, yeah, I was walking around the street, bro. Not just walking around the street. I was doing like a little, job task, whatever. And I seen this like random neighbor dude, and he was talking about the color of his door. And in my head, I'm just thinking like, bro, what are you talking about the color of your door for, bro? There's more important matters at hand. You know, why aren't you a millionaire? Why aren't you on your yacht in Miami? Why? You know, what's going on? Oh, that's a sick quote. I'm actually stealing that. That's getting put in. It's gonna sound like I'm being a bit ego saying it, but I'll put question marks. I mean, yeah. We don't really have any trade ideas here now. There's no good SMTs for sales. At most, we've got like an idea of price needing to come down, but there's no trade idea from that. I see how like we were talking about this being low resistance liquidity runs. This might end up sweeping this to continue that long. Maybe, unless we respect this end dog. That's right. We're really out here trying to make millions, man. We're not trying to like core sell. We're not trying to affiliate link shill. We're not trying to do anything other than actually trade. You want a story to tell your grandkids. Like some other dude was trying to give me heat for calling out DD. Bro, you seen that, T-Will? Blake. I was feeling real hostile in that moment. I was about to crash out. I had to like turn off my phone and I had to go to the other room. I was thinking like basically, yeah, I'll clue you all in. So DD, mate, I don't know if you know who he is. If you don't even worry. He's a dude who just Discord sells, yeah, right? He made an indicator that he claims is like some goated indicator. So he made a live account to take all the setups that he gives from that indicator. And currently his account is losing, and he's been taking mass break evens and mass losses to some extent, right? I don't keep too much track, but I know it's roughly like that. Now, isn't that funny? From someone who's meant to be this mad profitable trader, right? Like, I get it. Losses happen. That's what he was saying. Yeah, it was yesterday, by the way, T1. Losses do happen, but, you know, Not around here, they don't. Not when we're flipping on an 7, 8 winning streak. I don't know. We don't take losses around here because we worked hard enough to refine that win rate. He's basically I was being a bit of a mad guy trying to say that like we don't take losses. Obviously we take losses. Losses are part of the business. But for someone who's making like 50 to 100k live streaming, not actually trading any real funds at all, and then when he does and he makes an indicator that costs like 50 to 100 pound a month for everyone, and then he uses his own indicator and he's losing, that is a bit of a problem. I'm a part-time hater, part-time what's the other? I don't even know. Maybe a full-time hater, bro. I'll never hate on anyone that isn't actually like selling anything. Like anybody on the grind that isn't trying to go some dirty route. I respect everyone. But as soon as you start like doing things for money that's not actually trading, ugh, it's yucky. His indicator is based on it's exactly what we trade. Inverse fair value gaps, like sweeps, kind of. Yeah. Because low key, yeah, think about how hard we've all had to grind. Like with I don't know, flipping late nights, 4 a.m. I got no 2 a.m. I got to wake up at 5 in the morning to go gym, and I'm out up back testing late at night because I'm stressed because my account's just blown the day before, and like things ain't going well, and it's been 3 years in the journey, and everyone's like lost faith in me, and it's deep. But to just have like a little escape route, oh, it's okay. I'll just drop an affiliate link, couple thousand tomorrow. Everyone needs to go through the trenches, I'm afraid.
Are you still listening to the programming?
Wait, what?
Are you still listening to that audio?
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Guy in the audio says, imagine a house and the stones and the rolling floors, right?
Oh,
Something like that.
yeah, that's at the start. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the start. And my head, I can't think of something beautiful and nice. When he said stones, I was thinking of hell, like fucking trenches. And thinking of this stuff. Oh my. Then you see that I put the photos in um, motivation yesterday.
Yeah.
That
Oh.
has the
Oh yeah.
yeah, it has that stone and then the garden. Something. And yesterday I in my mind I was seeing this. Holy shit! It's crazy. Before I was thinking of gravel, now the house and actual stones.
Hmm.
It might hit BE.
Maybe. This kind of why like yeah, like looking at it now as well, bro. It is actually a far take profit. Maybe on a really
Yeah.
good trending day, it's not a bad trade, but let's just make a prop firm. We could. How about we do
It looks
this?
really good at 4 hours.
This is what. This is right. Right. You ready? This is what I'm thinking of, guys. Yeah, this is me right now. I'm thinking of making a prop firm. Yeah, with my hands together. How about we make the craziest rules where people have to have like 30% consistency? They can only use 30% of their drawdown. They need 5 winning days of £100 each. There's a 7-day inactivity fee. You only get like, you got to pay all these activation fees, and you know. How about we do that?
Turning into one little life. You laugh.
The delusion is talking right now, yeah. But you know how Larry Williams turned 10k to like, what was it, like 1 million? I think it was about 1 million, or is it 1.1 million? Okay. He did like I think it was an 11%, 11,000% gain. So this is what I'm saying. The illusion is talking, right? The delusion is talking. I honestly think. Oh, I suppose this is in a different. This is in a mad broker. You can't actually risk like heavy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he was. I'd like to see what the trades look like in terms of size. But how many wins would you need in a row with doubling your 1 to 2 hour risk reward? Like, assuming your max risking, how many wins would you need? 10 would go to 30. 30 would go to 90. 90 would go to 270. 270 would go to 1 mil. So you'd need 2, 3, 4 wins. Except that kind of liquidity is like not possible. I don't think you can place like a 400k risk trade. They were saying some guy was saying you can place like up to like 50 to 100 NQ contracts without a problem. So if we were to place 100 contracts on this kind of trade now, it would be 91k risk. Still a lot of money. And that shouldn't really have a problem with getting filled. At least 50. What would 50 be? 45, yeah. Yep. Don't forget the added rules at the end though, bro. All these 25% consistency, you got to give one of your family members up, sacrifice them, and then you give cut off one of your arms. And we might just about give you a £500 payout. We're going to have our risk team review it, okay? And if our risk team deems that you've done anything wrong, yo, who are these guys getting employed by prop firms? I want to do that. You know how fun that would be? You're just sitting at a desk job, just like clicking through people's payout applications and just be like, nope, nope, nope. Some desperate guy, he's been working for the last 6 years, shoveling gravel. He's trying to make a £100 payout. And he's just like, oh no, you breached a rule. Nope. Sneaky guys, man. I'm trying to get paid to just work. How about we all just get a desk job? Let's all work together in the same company. How about that? That'd be jokes. We could all go on break together. Oh my god. Think about it. We could all have a 15-minute break, a lunch break, and we could talk about our trading dreams. Technically, a business that never has any customers because it's so bad is independent. So you could just run a really horrible business that just never gets any customers, like a haircutting business that charges £1,000 a haircut and just never have any customers. Yo, Big Mo, where are you from, bro? Are you also from the United States of Iraq? The UK has slowly become the United Kingdom of Pakistan. Blackistan. What? Bro, I gotta read YouTube's guidelines, man. I got no idea what you can and can't say here. How would they know you've said stuff? Is it some AI that like proofreads your entire script or combo? Like, I don't know. Surely they ain't got these like dungeon dwelling mods watching everybody's stream, giving like, even the one viewers. No way. Too many Jewish jokes, bro. I'm definitely done for. Yeah, he said it at the same time. It's like you know what's mad about this? Sometimes you can say some crazy stuff, yeah. 10 years later, people are pulling up clips like Andrew Tate's past. You know, oh, you look what you were saying, look what you did. You really got to have a clean footprint. They start digging in Discord, they'll see some mad stuff. Oh, it kind of did sweep a little bit of liquidity on this curve, and then it respected that end dog. So like some very minor SMTs too. Right, let's go over other people's trades. So let's see what Tantra Trades did. I'm gonna give honest opinions. I'm not gonna be like all hating or whatever. We'll see. No way. Hold on, lads. Yeah, this is gonna look mad, bro. She was looking at longs like us, almost the exact same place, yeah. And then when we were looking for shorts, she was kind of we weren't looking for shorts, but we seen a potential short play out. Oh, she actually took it. Why is it not showing, bro? What? Oh. Oh yeah, so she got wicked out in that mad wick. Did she take another setup? Right, giveaways. Forget giveaways. You never win them anyways. You know what? Giveaways is the biggest. You know how the Roman Empire, when they were losing the wars, they were giving out more they were giving out like more food and consistent entertainments. This is exactly what giveaways are like for streamers. It hides the fact that they're a bit of an unprofitable trader because everybody loves to just wait for the end. Oh, giveaway. And they forget they're watching someone that, can't even, is allergic to winning trades. Plus, bro, I've never won a giveaway like that. How come all these people be winning give? I swear it's like, it's got to be programmed, bro. The AI, the universe has got to be like ran like a simulation. They've got my name on some blacklist. The owner of this simulation, he knows Ben's never getting a giveaway. Yeah. What if all of you are fake? What if all of you are not real people? This is crackhead speech. I hear voices. I hear voices telling me things. FSP the streamer, who's that? Oh. Yeah, that's kind of why I wouldn't play around. Like I was showing that strategy for Apex, but I don't think I would actually try it because you don't want to get banned from Apex. I don't think it's worth it. Bro, these random schizo ramblings. Oh, look, we've got a breaker block. You guys are not real. We live in a simulation. Trump at any moment. There are some people that do like heavy amounts on affiliates and maybe courses and all that, right? But they are actual traders, Like they're people that are traders first and they use the little extra time they've got, from actually enjoying their life because they're making big money on trading to like help other people. Maybe they run some affiliate link, maybe they get paid a bit, but they're real time profitable traders. Whereas 99% of these other guys are like full time social medias. They're literally sitting on Twitter all day trying to reply to people for the heaviest engagement, right? To build their following. They're like non-stop making YouTube videos. How they got time for this? Bro, if I'm making 20, 30K a day, man, you ain't seeing me on YouTube like that. No way, bro. I'll be recording maybe ragging it around of, the streets of France in an SF90. That's what you'll see. You won't see me like, here's how you find fair value gap. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yo, T-Wop's saying a real good point there. The Apex affiliates are paid exactly like real payouts. Tanja actually got caught for that. Tanja tried saying that she had a 10k payout, and I remember seeing some maths, and I did a little bit of investigation myself, right? And it would have been impossible with the trades that she had performed for the last like 20, 30 streams. Impossible. She was negative. How's she got a 10k? You know, man. And you know, how many streamers, yeah, actually give you out the source of their strategy? I'm sick and tired of watching videos, yeah, or at least I don't anymore, but I used to. And like, people never actually just give away their source. It's so annoying. You just watch a video and it's got the same basic information you hear from the next guy. I'm trying to hear like an actual step by step approach that I just know works. No one does it. Everyone gives you the same basic look. You need a liquidity sweep and you need displacement. Yeah, I know that. But how can you like what's the actual things that you're looking at? Don't just say displacement. There's got to be like something quantifiable that you're looking at. We did respect that end dog. Maybe it's time to take these higher. If you've got like let's say you got like 150k of net worth, right? If you put 5k in a personal account and do that max risk strategy, 5 goes to 15, 15 goes to 45, 45 goes to 135. That's one trade, two trades, three trades. Do you know what this? Okay, you know what? I actually know a little bit about this. I'm gonna share it because it doesn't matter anymore. You can't do it because you can still kind of do it, but they've made it like really restrictive. What people used to do is let's duplicate this because I don't want to get rid of it. So people used to have a 50k accounts, yeah, and obviously you've got 2,500 drawdown. You'd not even you'd like max risk this, but for as much as you can, like maybe even more than your drawdown, because if you were in a trade like this where your stop loss is here, you're kind of hoping it doesn't even go halfway. So you're kind of doing even more than max risk. And then let's say they make like 10k in one trade, so their account's sitting at 60k. They don't even have to make the consistency rule. They have to just play dumb. So maybe they do like a 500 risk trade and they try and make like the account up to like 62k. Obviously, they're going to get denied the payout because they don't meet the rules. So they're going to request the payout knowing they're going to get denied. Now they move on to stage 2 of the plan. Stage 2 of the plan is to trade normally with decent risk. So maybe because they've now got like a lot of buffer, 12k buffer or something, now they can risk like 1,000 a trade. So they're going to risk 1,000 a trade normally to make 2k or something. And they'll do that for 5 trades. And what ends up happening is the money they make in this stage, so they do this 5 times. the money they make in this stage, they can only request this much. They can't request the other 10k they made in the other stage. So they'll request this much, which would be like a 20 to 40k payout. Now this is the best part. On this next stage, the money you earn at the original first stage, so there's 3 stages. First is max risk, second is play it safe, third is play it safe again. This third stage, well, that's meant to say safe, yeah. So the third stage now, you get access to all the money you made here, which I think is it shouldn't be like that. So they can make like really low risk trades, only actually make, let's say, 5k, but they can request for the 40k they made here between all the accounts. This is Apex. This is what people were doing. And the way they've made this so that you can't do it anymore is they've made it so to access. Okay, how can I say this? If your payout gets denied, all the money you made in that payout zone gets locked. You can't request that. So for the next payout, that is. So now when you're working in this stage, you can, if you request a payout, you can only take a payout of whatever you earn in here. And they've made it another stage. So let's say you request a payout, you take all the money you earn in here. For the third stage, you still only get the money in here. And only on the fourth stage, so if we imagine another one, whatever, right, just another one on this side here, now you can actually request this money that was locked up. So they made it one extra step. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is exactly how it works. I've seen a full YouTube video explaining it. So that's what people were doing. Max risk, play it safe, and then before they were getting that money from in this quadrant, but now you can only get it in this one, and there's a bit more penalties. So this is why, yeah, you know how you can prove that this was the case. People like Lanto Trades that was doing this kind of spin, he would blow his entire accounts. The next day he's posting, like maybe not the next day, but because he has to pass more, yeah, or so. But basically the next day he's posting accounts of PAs at like 165k or 160k. And I'm thinking, like, I've literally got the screenshot of this, by the way, somewhere in my phone. I don't know, because I sent it Dom, I remember, like, whatever. But how the heck has he blown accounts, right? And he's gone from having 150k accounts to 160 in one day. It means he's made 10k in one day on each account. And he's got 20 accounts, bruv. But obviously he can't access these funds because he's blown their rules to try and make this money. So he needs to play it safe like another 2 times and then he can get it. Oh, that is dirty. Have past accounts on standby. And that's why Lanto's actually officially banned on Apex too. But yo, I ain't trying to talk about another man like that. We're all trying to be that guy that gets banned for being too profitable. Now you know what? That's a bit weird. I rate him for how it like he's consistent. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be back in 1 second. It'll be like literally 30 seconds. Okay. But you know what? You could also say the same thing as in like right now, My Funded Futures has the best. It's even better than Apex, right? It has the best rules for scaling. And I know for certain, bro, at some point this is all gonna change. There's no way. Once more people start figuring this out, because you know what? You know how I know look, nobody's figured it out, or like barely anyone. In their Discord, yeah, you can see like the mod chats, and almost everyone's talking about how much do I have to make to get the 1.2k payout on the Starter Plus account? Like, why are you even looking at a Starter Plus, bro? Like, what? Are people just like not looking at all the opportunities and the options? Is that just not they're just not strategical like that? Maybe they got a different goals. That's fine. I just realized. Maybe not what not maybe not everyone's as aggressively desperate like us. Hmm. Jobs are fully a scam. They're actually a scam. Just the other day, yeah, I needed to place like a what was it? Like a micro scalp just to keep the accounts active. And I was just gonna enter with one micro on three different accounts. I accidentally entered with one mini on each account, right? Because I wasn't on micros, I was on minis. So I accidentally entered. It was still a good trade. It weren't like a bad trade. I only wanted to capture a tiny position, yeah. So it was by accident. And I only held the trade for literally seconds. On each account, it made like 30 something quid. So between three accounts, it made £100 in literally seconds, right? And I was like, just thinking in my head, like, my friend, he's drove all the way to London, bro. Like, because I spoke to him after a buy. He's drove all the way to London and back, and he's done like an 8, 9, 10 hour shift. I don't know. And he's only earned £100. And I just earned that in seconds. jobs are scams, bro. Exactly. That's why we actually have to work together, you know, because too many people are out here on solo missions thinking that it's them against the world. But, you know, yo, you see Andrew Tate in that, yeah? Probably shouldn't have said his name. But bro's got a whole like brotherhood around him. He's actually got some real G's that like, you know, they strategize together, they create plans, they work together on like businesses or whatever. It might be real fun to have an Aventador SVJ and rag it around the streets. But how much fun is that if you're just doing it alone and all your friends are broke? It's not even that fun. Low key, I can just imagine it being a bit dead. Now imagine all your friends that were broke are the ones that are winning too, and you all got SVJs and you're just tearing up the streets. That would be mad fun. I swear though, like, so trading is one of the ways to break the system. For me, it feels like it's the only way. If I had to ask you, how are you gonna make 1 million in 5 years, but almost guaranteed, you wouldn't have an idea. You literally wouldn't have a clue. Oh, make a prop. Okay, maybe, but it still relies on so you know how many like little mini business prop firms there are that have like 2K followers on Twitter and just like nobody buys their stuff because they all think they're a scam. There's nothing in this world that gives you more control of your actual finances than trading. You have the decision whether to make money or lose money, whereas businesses are so reliant on like, customers, clients, employees. But marketing, see, I feel like you see how marketing is a bit like trading, you know? It takes years to get really good at marketing to understand the best ways to sell your business and get views and impressions. Some people get lucky and like they get the formula straight away, but some people it takes years. It's a bit like trading. I'm looking at this at maybe like okay, we got SMT now. Could be a sell here. Back into the dealing range because we never touched discount before, so we might end up getting a discount touch here. We've touched our premium arrays. We're kind of respecting the end dog on the hourly. I might try this for a sell, bro. In fact, I think I will.
Wait, what are you seeing?
So we got our SMT. We're get. Oh, what's that? It would be 5 contract. So we got our SMT, but I'm seeing this as like I think we could retrace back into the range because we didn't hear earlier, and like something about this don't look right, bro. This 4 hour candle. Let me think. I think that we sweep these lows, and that when we sweep these lows, we put break even. So we'd be at a really comfortable position. I think I might try this because I've got one account I don't mind placing it on. Oh, let me think. Let me think, actually. Oh, I don't know.
Now's the time, bro. Have you done it? You get in bed.
I'm thinking. Wait, wait. Um, might. See, I'm in a good position where I can afford one loss on these accounts actually. So I'm gonna try this. I will try this. But I'm gonna put an aggressive break even. I either lose or I'll put an aggressive break even.
Let's go.
It's because I really do think that we're gonna sweep these lows. We might. I'm looking at this in a way of like, okay, look, we touched midnight basically to the tick. I see this 4 hour rejection block. Okay, so it looks a bit bait as a premium PD array. The hourly is kind of still respecting this end dog because what? We've got 20 minutes left to close and it retraced all the way back down. We've got 15-minute SMT. We never touched discount of the original dealing range. And we've got low resistance liquidity below us. Like there is actually there's a fair amount of confluences for this sell right now. And on my accounts, I can afford for this. So I took it on like one of the accounts I've got is fresh. So if it loses, I really don't mind. It's not too much progress lost. I can get one more. In my head, I've like weighed up the analysis, and it feels like it's such a weird saying, but it feels as though it's worth the risk. Like this is one of them 70 something percent win rate type trades. I gotta do the maths.
No feelings, Ben. No feelings.
No feelings, true. Oh, it's a bit of an ugly setup for risk to reward.
We might actually get full MMSM. Yes, isn't moving. The really looks good into OTE for sure. I mean, if I'm looking at it, no, no, it's really good setup into OTE because we have low resistance. It looks good. Then we got SMP. That's good. And
Are
EA
we?
is kind of slow.
Mm,
NQ might move into OTE or at least take out those low resistance in the equilibrium.
it's what would make this the wrong trade is if we're trying to sell still in a higher time frame market maker buy
Oh,
model, which it could still be. It could.
yeah. Only only thing that I would not enter this trade is because of higher time frame. It's bullish. It's respecting all 4 or 3 days.
Hmm.
And then right at your TP, there is a 15-minute SCG. So it might play out real good.
I would put an aggressive break even anyways. So like somewhere at around this end dog or this sweep, I would put a break even. Because I think the lowest we should get is a sweep of like this kind of low, and maybe on that for NQ as well. Hey, who done that? Who done that? Yeah, I'm baiting you out now. Yeah, I did take this. Yeah, I did enter that. I entered it in this candle, I think. Yeah. I I accept the risk. I hereby solemnly swear that I accept the risk. Um, yes, King. I tee you up. Yes, King. Is that Dugu? I'm not. Is he? Bro, it's hard to say yet, because like the A plus setups, the one that like I would have no problem taking at all. They only occur, I swear, like once, maybe twice a week. But there's a bunch of like A star setups that still have slightly some things that are not quite right with them. And this is kind of one of them trades where almost everything lines up. Like, oh, oh no. But we are definitely in this position, and yeah, like here around there would is be a break even. Yeah, and let's see that like 5 minute chart. We ain't really made. Okay, we didn't make the 15-minute CISD. Or at least we don't know yet. Let's see how this 15-minute closes. It's got like 40 seconds. If we can get a 15-minute CISD on this candle, it'll look much cleaner. See how ES is like pulling into this range. We haven't had a discount or at least some kind of manipulation leg into the rate, because it's either gonna come back up to buy side or it's gonna continue lower now with the sell model. At which point I would put break even to save myself in case it does come back up for buy side. Okay, we didn't get the CISD. That's fine. Could just be a bit of like time frame distort. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So we're talking about something really similar there, yeah, bro. We didn't get the sweep on ES yet. It's not really moving. I would have wanted to see when ES is taking this low, NQ's down here too. But we're like real high up. I can't get a break even anytime soon. You know what? With hindsight now, I'm still gonna keep my entry, but it does feel like the trade is a bit of a Judas setup and less about a real smart money reversal happened here. This isn't a real smart money reversal. This is like a Judas smart money reversal. No, I'll keep the trade. Um, I still think like a lowest expectations. I think ES takes this low, bro. But I don't know. Flipping out. Let me see that other time frame. Hmm. One of these setups is wrong. Like either it's either obviously gonna take this high or this low here. And what I mean by that is when you're looking at these market maker models, we didn't get. Wait, we did? No, we didn't. This smart money reversal. happened at OTE of this range, and this smart money reversal is happening at OTE of this range. So one of them's fake.
High time frame. Zoom out.
I'm still gonna keep it. I'm not too shook, just because I know that sometimes in these like lower time frame ones, they can be sweeping out these lows, these hold highs to then drop. Similar to how, if you remember the other setups I was showing, it was here, what, I don't know, like this. At least that's kind of what I'm hoping. It sweeps out that internal low before it goes higher. So the equivalent would be sweeping out the internal high to then drop. But if we start climbing up here, it don't look good. I'm risking a full my funded futures account. Yeah. Hmm. Wait, but Jinkeng, is yours a past account or is it an eval? Because if it's an eval, it's not too bad. Oh, that's fine. That's completely fine. Because if it blows, you can get a free reset. That's calm. Oh, this don't look good, yeah.
Alright, guys, I got to see you all Monday.
Uh,
Let's, I don't know, we'll see if we can get some time during the weekend and review our trades for this week.
yeah. Yep. Alright, peace, bro. Take care, yep.
Bye.
Thanks. There's kind of no point me pulling out the trade because I would lose a significant amount of the drawdown. And it would be hard to recover the account out of it. It would take too many trades. It just wouldn't be worth it. There's still kind of hope, right? Like, it's not looking good, but the hope is that that's the rejection block. Um, it's kind of unfortunate that, like, this entire session, we've had, like, look at how slow the runs up have been. I mean, this was decent, but it had a lot of retracements. And then all of a sudden, well, what's this move here? Put magnet. That's right. Magnet. Quick, before it stops. Magnet. Hammer. Oh, okay. Maybe. Where's the hammer? Quick. Come What? How's it upside down? What else? What else do we need? Money bags. The bullseye. The eye. Oh my god, bro. Everything's saying lower. Hold on. Oh wait, I could put that on too. Ready? Hold on. No, don't. That's crazy, bro. That's actually crazy work. Oh my god. Okay, it would be a good idea to start looking at potentially why it might look. Oh, I've moved all the. We still never had a touch back into discount. It could be like maybe this is too early before it seeks discount, you know? Because I don't really see. Oh, wait. Oh, I kind of messed up. It's no, I don't know. Basically, I look a lot at rejection block. I mean, reclaimed order blocks, and we did actually close above these reclaimed order blocks, which should hold price, and we shouldn't. It was like it would stop price coming lower, and it did exactly that. It came back into number higher. If these reclaimed order blocks were like way higher, and they hadn't got closed past, then yeah. Either way, we just gotta sit tight. I'm gonna put alerts on for like stop loss and take profit, and I'm not gonna get too emotionally attached. In fairness, I actually don't care that much because it's on the fresh account, so it's not on any of the important ones. And you know, like worst case scenario, I just have to get another account. It cost me like £100. Yeah, this would be like the first loss after 7 or 8 wins. I don't even know what it is anymore because I lost track, bro. Maybe it's just a day of losing. Hang on, the magnets are still, the Epstein's Island's still holding up. It's a real big magnet for the people that like it. But yeah, if we just don't get like emotionally attached to what the outcome of this is, that's kind of like the only problem. Yeah, is if I like stream my setups, I don't mind myself losing, but it does kind of feel bad if someone's max risked on my setup too and it loses, because I feel like I've gave someone a loss. Lana. It's also possible that if we would have got the better long setup, because we did want to take the long, we just didn't have a good entry for it. But if we would have got the good entry, it should have gave, I don't know, something like this, then that 1 to 2 would have been worth it. And we would have still been it. Maybe we would have hit 2. I don't know. It's whatever, innit? But I would definitely be in the long and, at break even. Oh, did yours hit stop loss or something? Okay. Yeah, either way, if you're on an eval, it's like super chill because you can just reset it as many times whenever you want. It's the next trade after that's passed. That's the one that really matters. Still good practice to only place like a star setups though. Yep, yep. Alright, bro. Make sure you go to failure on your sets in the gym. You know what? You know, it'd be a hard quote about us never losing. Even in the gym, I don't lose. I never go to failure. I only go to success. Big man things. Yeah, because who trains to failure? I don't train to failure. I train to success. I ain't got lunch, bro. I'm broke. I'm running around with £10 in my pocket. No, not really, but screen time I could do. Oh, we might clutch. I might. Okay. Flipping it. It's not far away, you know. All right, bro. I'll see you in a bit then. The hammers and the eyes and and the Epstein's Island. This is yo. I gotta clip this, bro. I gotta put this on Twitter or something, man. This is actually jokes. How to actually take profit. The real PD arrays. PDF. The PDFs that visit the island. Ugh. I mean, I'd love to go through all these charts now and have a look at analysis and try and save myself by hyper analyzing why it should go down, but it might not work. What we need to save us is actually a large displacement candle. Not even because it would feel nice, but because it would kind of confirm that we're still maybe in that sell model. But if we just trickle down like this ain't good enough. Still looks bullish. Like obviously, tiny short term. Wait, if I check this, I can get rid of that. It'd be like this when you're in this trade, wherever. It looks all bait, start trickling up, and then all of a sudden you get a little pop with a fair value gap. It looks better. It should confirm that. I guess one more confluence to add to maybe why I considered this a decent sell, like worth the risk, is because mm, the original SMT happened on this high, and we were talking about a potential sell that we didn't take, but we were thinking about it. And so since it took that high, it was like there was like a fake SMT because SMT highs should stay safe if it's the correct market maker model. And then what ended up happening was it swept that high again, making a new SMT. So I was considering if this was the fake SMT, this is the real one, you know? We're in lunch hour. Lunch hour has a tendency to retrace, maybe for the PM continuation. Or we just. Oh, that 15-minute power three. It opened, touched back into the OB, maybe distributing higher. Oh, okay. That's an official stop loss. Welps. I'll change the stream so it says 2 wins, 1 loss. It's 66%. Oh, bother. I think the original long would have actually hit take profit. Not even quite yet. Oh my god. The magnets didn't work. I do still think that this sort of scenario repeating itself maybe 100 times, I just have a feeling that that plays out more than likely. It feels like the breaker's untouched. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the breaker's here. I don't know. We never had a real discount given this entire run higher. It doesn't really happen much either. Like, hmm. Yep. At least we know now buy side is the target. It's lunchtime, so I wouldn't take a trade, but be interesting to see what happens around like 1. Because maybe ES only comes to the premium arrays, while NQ gives a sell, but this might just be trying to catch the top, so it could just be better to like not try and sell. Wow, look at that. We really did respect that end dog too. There's buy side. Yeah, they'll give them out at like, so there's an hour and a half left of the stream, or like maybe an hour and 15 minutes. They close at like 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, and they might play music before they do it in case they do. But don't forget like the strategy. Make sure you have it set, another tab set up with everything too, so you're ready, you know. Hmm. I mean, in terms of this week, we've had a pretty successful week. We had a, what did we have? What was Monday, Tuesday? Let's see how many wins and losses we had. So Monday, Monday was no trades, I remember. Tuesday was one winner here. Wednesday was one winner for the sell, so that's two winners. We was looking at the long, but we didn't place it. So what? Two winners. Thursday had one winner, so that's three winners because we took the long from here. It took ages. And then Friday, one loss. Was that three wins, one loss? We happy with that? We alright? Hey! Oh, reason. Someone asked reason for short. Okay, that I don't know how long that message was, but like a go. Um, the best way to describe this is to just say a bunch of mad stuff. Like I see this as an obvious market maker buy model, but we hadn't really had a 50% discount. We hadn't really had any kind of discount given. So I'm assuming as we're building up low resistance liquidity, like these lows on the lower time frame, that we're going to sweep these lows to then continue higher, because that happens a lot in the stages of market maker models. I'm seeing this as a reclaimed OB, right? And we actually never closed above until I took the loss, because this candle was the loss. So until this got closed above, I was thinking like, yeah, you know what? It's fair that we'd see a retracement back. On the 1 minute, like the reason I didn't like this first sell was it didn't really tick off a lot of things for me. There was an original sell here that we didn't take that did end up losing, like in here. But how this one here, bro, it this candle this wick, yeah, it fills all this gap in. We touch midnight basically to the tick. We give like the second SMT on this high, right? So I'm not expecting that we're gonna have two fake SMTs. And then ES also had some like okay looking lows. We just never really went anywhere from it. But and then once we got right like our lower time frame confirmation, so We got our displacement lower with fair value gaps. We got our CISD, and we got our inverse here. Nah, entered short. The stop loss on that high. Targeting 1 to 2. So it looks like it could play out. I mean, coupled with the fact that lunchtime's coming up, and typically at lunch you look for a retracement of the move you had, because that's what we had yesterday. Like just before lunch, this is literally the exact same trade. Like, look at this, right? This kind of explains exactly what I was doing. Imagine I was trying to take the short like here. This is basically what happened, or what I was expecting. So in either case scenario, I knew, or at least I didn't know, I had a strong feeling that we would need to sweep some lows and drop into a discount or, some arrays before either dropping lower or we continue higher, which at that point I would have had a break even, so it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been a break even trade. And we just never got that. Too long didn't read. I sold into a market maker buy model. He gave out a code and it didn't work. Let me see. What type of code? Not like YouTube. The code won't be YouTube, innit? Bro, I don't see a single code. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't know where you've been looking. The last code. No, the last code was given out 2 hours ago, weren't it? What? Oh, I can't scroll up, so maybe they did. Yeah, maybe they did. You could be right. Ah, that is pretty sneaky. They're changing it up from doing just in streams as well to like chats. Means that everyone has the advantage at that point. The better ones to get will be the ones from the stream. They'll for sure always do like the start one on stream. So if you didn't get it this time, like I wouldn't worry too much. Like, yep. Okay, ES ain't far from that buy side too now. Do, do, do. Womp, womp. Alright, ES took that buy side. And I think that's probably all of our objectives for today. Like, I don't think we'll get any setup from this now. Um, yep. Okay, that's a good point. I mean, we did still have good analysis for the long setup. Like for the entry. What did MNQ look like? There's no, we don't use one tick fair value gap. So that was the same entry on MNQ there. That's okay. We'll we'll move on to the next trade. Yeah, that's fully all the objectives checked off because there's no way you'll get a setup now. We've got no, this is all-time highs again. There's no SMT to play off unless we was to get for the PM this a 15-minute high sweeps it for a drop back into the dealing range because since we've never touched 50% here, you know, that 50% is still left open and it could even go even higher before it touches 50%. So at some point it will come down. But yeah, that's what I might look for because what there's not much time left, but we get a 15-minute three candle pattern high with a sweep, decent displacement. We still made. What did we do? So I took two of the trades for this week as eval trades. I took one trade on like the funded stage for like a 2.3k profit, and then I took one loss now. Which is, funny enough, a 75% win rate because, what, 3 wins, 1 loss. So if we look at like what a 75% win rate random distribution looks like. Okay, it's 71, 76. Okay, it's about like, flipping now. Okay, this looks a bit better. So this is what it looks like. So in comparison, this one loss might be something like this, where we have a billion wins, one loss, a billion wins. Or we have 5 losses in a row. The edge still plays out. Oh wow, it's not stopping. Alright boys, I'm gonna dip. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it, man. Take care and good luck if you're gonna take any more setups.